Recording. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Silas. If you're new here, I just have real conversations. It's mainly geared towards men. Women are allowed to be here as well. To my regular homies that listen, I'm going to start by jumping straight into this content, but I want to talk to you specifically those that are kind of more part of this community right now. But today's video is talking about comparison and really how I stopped letting comparison control me. Number one, I'll just get straight into it. Number one, this is the most important, most important thing, and it's not a practical, so I just wanted to lay the groundwork. But knowing why you're here on this earth is going to be essential. If you can understand that you are here because of two people loving each other, ideally, that's how your parents met and they fell in love and then they had you. Understanding that you are a product of an overflow of love. And I really believe this on a spiritual level, that we as humans exist because of an overflow of God. He just had this overflow, created humans because he just had an overflow. It wasn't because he needed something. You don't exist. I don't exist because somebody needed something that is all hinging on you. Like, no, it's just being a product of love is essential, because then when you understand that, then you start to see, oh, I'm not here to perform. I'm not here to be some great, extraordinary thing on this earth. I'm here because of love. And so if I understand my purpose is to just, number one, be loved and to love others, then it's a lot easier to understand, oh, I don't need to do all of these things. All right. So that's an ethereal groundwork that's a lot more complex that we could probably get into in another time. But I want to specifically focus this video on the practicals. So the number one most practical way that I have stopped letting comparison control me is deleting Instagram. I deleted Instagram in 2023. I haven't had a personal Instagram for almost 2 years now, I guess. And it has significantly reduced the amount of comparison that I struggle with, because I'm just not seeing what everybody else is doing. I don't think that we were designed as human beings to know what everyone else is doing. If you think back to even, 50 years ago, before social media, you pretty much only knew what was going on in the people's lives that you literally saw every single day. And so, sure, comparison was something people struggled with back then, but it's there's only 3 people to compare yourself with, and it's a lot easier to be well, I don't even want his life. So I don't want to, maybe he is a lawyer. I don't want to be a lawyer. He might make more money than me, but I don't want to be a lawyer, so whatever. Now you see literally millions of people. You can see what anyone's doing at any time, and you think that everybody has this wonderful life. And I think everybody at this point knows it's a facade, but it doesn't stop from being well, man, they're farther along than me. So number one, from the practicals, is delete Instagram. Now, number two, that's really been helpful for me, is consuming content that gives me life. So I don't think the answer to comparison is to just not consume any content. I think the answer is consuming content that is going to give you life and encourage you to be more of you. So if you're constantly consuming content where people are just flexing all the things that they have and how great their life is and how blah, 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 this is why my life is so great and your life could be like mine if you do these steps, I would encourage you, if you're struggling with comparison, to stop looking at those people. Me personally, I consume a lot of sermons, people teaching about the Bible. I consume a lot of worship music, and then recently I've been consuming content from this random guy that I found on YouTube who's a creator. His name's AB or something, and I'll watch a video a day and him just talking about posting on YouTube and being consistent. I don't watch his main channel. I probably wouldn't be interested in his main channel at all, but like his 5-10 minute video is just basically about, hey, just post, just continue to post. Don't think too much, post. And that encourages me to do what I want to do, and I'm afraid to do it. So consume content that's going to give you life and encourage you, give you courage to do what you want to do in your life. Not make you feel less than. If you're feeling less than because the content you're consuming, I strongly recommend stopping consuming that content. Number 3, this is a really big one. It might be up there at the top, but lock in your gaze on what you want to be. Like, lock in your gaze it's kind of a funky phrase. There's a biblical term for it called fix your eyes. Fix your eyes on Jesus is what it says. But the same principle applies to whatever it is that you want to be. You have to like lock in on that. And practically for me, I put it up on my wall. So like you can't see from this angle, but I have a definition of success right here for Seen and Loved, specifically the business, because this is my office. And it's simply this. It's 3 questions that I can ask myself every single day. So it says the Seen and Loved definition of success. Number 1, are we stewarding well what God has given us? Meaning, are we doing everything that we can to take care of it well, to keep things in order? Are we handling our business? If I can say yes, okay, great, success. Number 2, are we empowering others to experience greater depth of life? Empowering others, the people who work here, myself, are we creating opportunities so that people's lives can get better? And that goes for us and our clients. If I can say yes to that, great, success. And number 3, and this is like the most important one in my mind, it's, are we enjoying the journey? Am I enjoying this process of building a business? Because if I'm not enjoying it now, I can, like, for me, I could very easily get sucked into this lie that one day when I am able to do all these things, one day when I have more money, I have more success, blah, 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 success, then I will have the opportunity to enjoy it. And to me, that's just like it's like this, it's like chasing, it's like the donkey with the carrot. You're like constantly chasing enjoyment. But if you don't know how to enjoy the journey now, then you're never gonna learn. You're not gonna get there, just get some arbitrary point where you now enjoy it. I think that learning how to enjoy, and enjoy doesn't mean you're happy. It just means that you're satisfied with what you're doing each day. Like, I'm satisfied with the work I'm putting in. I find joy in this because I know that I'm building character as a man. I'm getting closer where I want to go. I'm creating opportunities for people, and most importantly, I'm like stepping out in courage and doing things courageously. So lock in your gaze. Figure out what it is. I would say define success for what does success look like for you in your life. Define that, and then put it up on your wall to where you can look at it every single day. And when you start to compare yourself, you can look at it and be like, hey, well, I don't know what their definition of success is, but mine's right here. And if I could look at that and be like, okay, I'm doing what is successful in my eyes, then that's a great thing. And then the last practical, I think this is the 4th practical, and I would argue the most powerful way that you can fight and win the battle of comparison is you gotta confess. Like, you gotta speak it out loud to people that care about you and love you. If you have people in your life that you could go to and say, hey man, I'm struggling comparing myself to this person. There seems like their life is so good, and mine's not. Then they can speak into your life, especially if you shared your success definition with them. If you shared what you want, shared your struggle with them, and they know it, then they could like look you back in the eyes and be like, hey man, like, what's your definition of success? I have a few people in my life like this. Gabriel, he works right next to me, and I'm constantly going to him and just being like, I'll come to him and be like, man, I just feel like I'm failing at this. I feel like there's people who are just farther along than me. I have friends that come to me all the time. He does the same, comes to me. I have another friend, his name's Drew. That guy comes to me all the time and says how much he feels bad about himself because he doesn't have a house yet, or he doesn't have a wife yet. And then I get to encourage him and be like, man, like, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. You have been building character, like you're so much farther along than you were 5 years ago. And I could look him in the eyes and tell him that. And then I can see it just be like, okay, all right, it's good. I don't think there's ever a time in your life where comparison is just going to be completely eradicated. I think the answer isn't to just like try to get rid of it altogether. I think the answer is to do things that are going to help you, remind you that you are your own person with your own life. Because I think all comparison is allowing others around you to tell you who you are and what you're supposed to be. And in a way, you just want to be proactive in reminding yourself of who you are and what you want to be before all the external factors do, or at least definitely outweigh them. So you should at least, like, if 51% of the time you are being told who you are from other places and 49% of the time you're telling yourself, you're kind of losing that battle. But the more you can raise that percentage, like I want to get to the point where I'm like 95% of my life, I'm just thinking about who I am and what my purpose is and what is successful for me. And then like 5% of the time it's comparison. Ideally it's 100% and 0, but I'm not perfect. So those are the 4 practical ways that I've overcome comparison. So thanks for watching that. But cool. But for the rest of this video, I wanted to just talk to my guys out there, like Jake, like Silas, like Adrian. Adrian is Darth Arashi, guys. I didn't know that. And then also Serge, but I don't know if it's Sir J. Your comment didn't give me a lot more understanding of what your name was, how it was pronounced. So maybe you can give me a little more context there. And I wanted to say to Adrian, I wanted to encourage you that your comment about comparison is what inspired this video, because I got a text from a guy named Andrew. He commented on that last video, and I'll just read you this text from him, because I wanted to prove to you, Adrian, that your courage, your vulnerability inspired somebody already. Look, quote. This is the full quote. Bro, it's so crazy. I was thinking last night I should start journaling, which you should, Andrew. And the part at the end when the guy shared how he feels like a failure because of comparisons, something we don't talk about a lot. And so I just wanted to encourage you, Adrian, that your vulnerability right there in communicating that, even in a comment, inspired somebody else. You're not alone. So many guys feel this way. And yeah. So anyway, guys, I appreciate this. Somebody said the other day, used the word brotherhood, and that's what I want these conversations to be. I want it to be just a online brotherhood. Like, I want it to be a place where you can be honest, where you can be real, where I can be honest and real, and it to be a place of content that is going to encourage you to be more of you, to pursue a better life for you and not to compare. Because like, we are all on our own journey, and the reality is you are who you are. You've been given what you've been given. You look the way you look. You have the skills the way that you have. There's nothing you can do to take somebody else's or have somebody else's life. All we can do is do the best that we can. It reminds me of a quote from freaking Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. I'm going to pull this up. I'm about to nerd out hard right now. This is like in the Fellowship of the Ring, in where the freaking dwarves live. Mines of Moria. And Frodo basically just says, like, I wish that I didn't have to carry this burden, like the one that he specifically has. And Gandalf says, so do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. I love that freaking line, because it's true. No matter who you are. Like, I've had a lot of issues in my life. I grew up without a dad, effed me up. Spent a lot of years in addiction. Still have to be in recovery all the time. It's just like a whole thing. Sometimes I think to myself, man, if my dad was just there in my life, I'd have a lot less issues. I'd have a lot less problems. But the reality is, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the life. That was the lot that was given to me. But I've been given a lot of other good blessings that can help me overcome and move forward. And most importantly, I am aware of the fact that God loves me and He fills in a lot, all not a lot, but all of the gaps that I'm missing. He fills in, and there's just so much hope for me, and there's so much hope for you, despite how you grew up or what you were given or what you weren't given. There's so much hope for you. So that's all for today. Like I said, I think I want the format to I want to create content like what I talked about kind of early on. I'm just going to jump straight into the content, and then I'm going to save like the later parts of the video to the faithful brothers in that are regularly listening, that are going to stay to the end of this video. So anyway, yeah, and then other news, I also want to just like kind of share personally too. Today was a tough day, man. I had to meet with this client that basically we screwed up. I screwed up on this project that we've been working with. I did something I wasn't supposed to do. It wasn't malicious, but it did, and it like blew up the relationship. And I had to go talk to him today for like the first time in 2 months. And I view him as a father figure. Really respect him a lot, and I just have like a really hard time facing disappointment from older men that I respect. Like, it goes after my kind of abandonment issues, I think, and so I had to face that today. And I almost made a video beforehand to share like, oh, I'm about to do this, and then let you guys know tomorrow like how did it go, but I didn't have time, and so I went. I'm proud of myself for doing it. I just sat there. I didn't like get defensive, but I definitely almost started crying because like that relationship kind of we're done doing business with them because I screwed up, and I just feel like an idiot and had to face that rejection. And so yeah, I don't really have anything to say from that except I just wanted to share that with you, because I feel like yeah, I do want you guys to know me and know that I'm a real human being who goes through stuff. So yeah, that's all. I love you guys, and like I genuinely love you. I don't know you guys well, but I know your hearts because because I'm just a man like you, and I know how hard life can be, and I just want you to know that there's hope. It brings me life to share. So that's all for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.